there, my Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your Path of True Love reading for January 2020, though timeless. Whenever it is that you come across it, it's the time you're supposed to see it. I am your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, president of Joining the Circle Productions, professional witch, professional intuitive, and very, very happy to be in service to you today, my earth sign brothers and sisters. I am a Virgo myself, so always glad to bring some clarity to us earth signs. Cool. If you are new to my channel, please do like and subscribe. I'm making my way to 1,000 subscribers, not that far away. I've been having some jumps in the numbers, which is great, because I want to do super live chat, make a little coin on the side. It would be fun. Plus, I'm, entertaining. And to that point, I've made a promise to my subscribers that for the first couple of months, once a month, I'll do a little thing, a little ditty called Drunk Tarot. There's a video that I did last year. The link is in the description box if you want to check that out. It is my favorite video of 2019, and I watch it every now and again, and it makes me giggle. So there you have it. Like and subscribe. Get me to where I'm going to go. Cool. This is a general read, right? So not everything's going to resonate with everybody every single time. Some of the people, some of the time, all of the people, some of the time, and never all of the people all the time. So do take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and please do check your other signs. That's why I do Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, so you can get different percentages of clarity, different angles looking in. Like, for example, there's a difference between looking at your sun sign and your moon sign, right? Sun sign's your behavior, moon sign's how you feel, right? So, like, I'm a Virgo sun with a Pisces moon, total opposites. So I get a lot out of both of those types of reads, because yes, I do watch my own on YouTube as well. All right, this is a Path of True Love read, by the way. That means that this is about your path of true love. Other people may be indicated, but it's really about where you are on the path of true love, your spiritual path, your healing path, your hero's journey, through the lens of your relationships, because our relationships are the means through which our greatest spiritual lessons are delivered. So regardless of who's indicated here or what's indicated here, this is about you. If you're looking for a relationship read, I'm doing those next. I'm doing the soulmates, and then I'm doing the twin flames, two totally different types of soul contracts, by the way. So we'll get there. Cool. Last thing, so important. Please remember to breathe consciously through these readings, and finding that's just wise to do in anything that's going on. Keeps you present, right? Keeps you in the present moment, not running into the future or back into the past, which is fine if you have to remember or plan something, but also tunes you to the same frequency that I'm tuned to when I'm reading, when I'm focused on my breath. In other words, there's only one source of the information that's fueling this reading, if you will, and you can tune to it just as much as I can. The breath is just helpful to find that still point of the now, the contact point where the divine is always present. Cool. There we go. Nice deep breath. Here we go. For my Taurians, nice deep breath. We're going to start with the angels. All the decks that I read are in the description box all the way at the bottom. I got a lot of cool stuff in there in between though, so go check it out. We're going to start with the Healing with the Angels Oracle, Doreen Virtue. My angels, there you are. Please, one card in clarity for this Taurus collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Where are they on their path of true love for January 2020 or timeless? Let's have a look with the angels. They give the celestial overview. That's why angel cards are helpful, right? It's usually one or two words. Friendship. Lovely. Okay, if you're looking for a romantic thing, I get it, but friendship is just absolutely essential for anything long-term. This can also be about being friendly with yourself, being friendly with life, being friendly with the adversity that comes your way, right? Seeing everything as a friend, everything as an opportunity. Not the easiest thing in the world to do, but it has to do often with an openness and a receptiveness is actually the feel that I'm getting off of this card for the Taurian collective. A very fertile feeling, too. Very feeling like, oh, anything is sort of possible here with this friendly openness. We're going to turn to the Daughters of the Moon Tarot for the voices of the gods and the goddesses. Usually I only use this deck for the Divine Feminine, the voice of the goddess, half of the universal energy, however you want to look at it. and the mythic tarot for the gods, but this time they said, nope, put it all together in one, which is just fine, right? A nice deep breath, my Taurians. It is safe to be here and now in the physical body, my goddesses, please. One card in clarity for this Taurus collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Where are they on the path of true love, my gods and goddesses, for January 2020, though timeless? Whoa! Major Arcana card, and not just any Major Arcana card. The Spider Woman, which is the Wheel of Fortune, right? The spinning wheel, and how the spider spins its web. Talking about destiny and fate, things that are written into the script that have a certain timing to them. Contracts in particular, that when you have a soul contract that you're supposed to meet somebody at a certain place at a certain time, it doesn't matter how you play the game, certain things are destined, and the divine plan, if you will, which is the orchestration or the foundation or the matrix upon which destiny and fate are woven, it's self-correcting, right? So it has like an immune system. It's very much what we've seen in fiction, right? And in terms of like Doctor Who and time paradoxes and, you know, like on The Flash and stuff like that. Anything with like that time travel. God, you want to go back to Quantum Leap, right? Scott Bakula. This is really a card saying that of fate and destiny, you can either suffer your fate or achieve your destiny, but the ends might look exactly the same. It's how do you want to play the game, right? Often speaks of something cyclic as well, that there's, you know, cycles of erosion and renewal. The moon wanes and then the moon waxes, all right? Around and around we go. So to be friendly with the cycles and the timing, that things are unfolding as they are supposed to, but still our participation is necessary, Taurians. It's not something that we can just sit back on the couch and expect things to happen. Life will ask certain things of us as we go, and to participate, just like playing a video game. You know what happens if you're playing a video game and you don't move? Let's just leave it there, because we're going to ask the Chuck Spezzano Love Pack to be the voice of the Masters. We're going to double dip with the last deck as well for the Masters, but for this one, there are 4 suits. There is the suit of healing, there is the suit of luck, there is the suit of grace, and there is the suit of problems, because it's good sometimes to look at what is the problem, what is the situation, what is the lead that needs to be transformed, alchemized into gold. So nice deep breath. Find that delicious still point. My Masters, please, one card in clarity for this Taurus collective. Sun, Moon, Rising. Venus sign. Where are they on the path of true love, January 2020, or timeless? Top of the deck. Oh, self-worth. Ding, 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 ding. Love that. Self-worth. Self-worth, that there's something here then absolutely about being friendly with the self, right? That to acknowledge one's self-worth. You know, we see the worth in other people so readily, particularly if we're friendly, right? Now, I'm not exactly sure how this Destiny card plays in with this in particular, with self-worth, but it definitely gives a little boost of consciousness to say that you can be friendly with yourself and be friendly with whatever is being spun for you, because baby, you're worth it. Now, we're so used to hearing that. It's near cliche, particularly in the metaphysical, spiritual, self-help genre. But when we consider what our true wealth is, we can't consider what our true wealth is because we only perceive ourselves in certain limited dimensions, right? Like as physical bodies with a certain amount of money, with a certain amount of whatever, right? That's the world of the ego. And nothing wrong with the ego, necessary for playing the role here. Different than the personality, though. The personality is the role you play, the ego or the patterns of the collective that influence that. Sometimes not in the best possible ways, as we're well aware. So there's something about self-worth, about not necessarily assessing your worth from others, how they perceive you or what you have, but like self-esteem, that thing of knowing that you are a divine being in human form, right? That you are a manifestation of the quantum field as an individual within the great singularity. That's a lot to take in, but like any holographic form, the entire universe is contained within the piece, right? It's the point of a hologram. So something about knowing your self-worth here, and almost as if to say, it's time. Like, it's time for you in January to kind of, now look, can you assess and embrace your entire self-worth all the time? I think ultimately that's called God realization, right? If you look at the yogic structure of ascension, if you want to call that, or the stages of enlightenment. But because we are the self, there is only one self. You see what I mean? So it might just be part of your destiny, but the key is be friendly here. And I find the friendlier you are with other people, like today I ran errands and the ladies that were checking me out at Stop and Shop, I always try and make them laugh, but they were so good at bagging the stuff of the lady in front of me who had like a mile worth of stuff. They were doing it so fast, but you could see like the bread went on top. Why? Because they had done it hundreds of times. So I was very friendly with them. I was like, it was really fun to watch you women. I learned something, right? Like about grocery placement in those bags, right? And I'm like, oh, thank you so much. You know, we really had a good time. And that does certainly give you a sense of self-worth. That thing of just being friendly, because it's sort of like when you pay into someone else's self-worth, it goes into the collective. Does that make sense? I hope so. Let's move on. 3 more cards down and we're done. We're going to look to the Whispers of Love Oracle. Love this deck so very much. To be the voices of the higher selves of all involved. So please take a nice deep breath. Connect with your higher self if you have a means of doing that. Call it by name if you know it, your guardian angel, whatever you call the intermediary between you and the great light of all that is. Oh, the higher selves of all involved, please, one card in clarity for this Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Where are they on the path of true love for January 2020 or timeless? I didn't look. Actions speak loudly. Express your love through your actions. Very, very clear. Very, very clear. Now, we back that up with friendly and a sense of self-worth and this sense of the timing, right? That something being woven into the tapestry of the divine plan for you. It's okay to take action. Actions speak loudly. Express your love through your actions. Now remember, we can just as easily express our fear through our actions. And, you know, according to certain spiritual disciplines, teachings like Course in Miracles, which is my bailiwick, kind of, sort of, for which it's odd, that 2 different thought systems, love or fear. This is saying express your love through actions, but be friendly. It's like blessing the quantum field and all of that. Interesting. Our next one we're going to do then is the Journey of Love. Now, the Journey of Love Oracle, I'll only ever use one of these cards in any spread because they're really potent. There's a lot, and which is why I read them right from the book. Because there's poetry for each one, too. I'm not going to memorize all them poems. No. I don't even memorize my own poetry, and I don't write it. I'm really not a poet. I'm a wordsmith. I'm a writer. You know, there's a diff. Big diff, in my opinion. So what I'm going to do is we're going to ask the collective pantheons. Now, we still have one more deck after this one that we're going to finish with, and I'll explain why when we get there. But if you'll take a nice deep breath, we're going to ask the collective pantheons. Everyone we've asked so far as one, right? So we're going really high for this. Nice deep breath. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved, please, one card in clarity for this Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Please, a Journey of Love Oracle card, a journey of love for where they are on the path of true love for January 2020 and or timeless. Fire and ice. You come on like a flame and then you turn the cold shoulder. It's the Pat Benatar card. Who knew there was a Pat Benatar card? I haven't memorized the deck. You know that's going to be stuck in my head for the rest of the day. It's okay. It's a great fucking song. I'm sorry. That was my era. Not that now is in my era too. I'm multidimensional, timeless. Aren't we just all? Aren't you just? Fire and ice. Whoop, flipped right to it. Here we go. Nice deep breath. This has an odd feel to it. Number 37, fire and ice. You are learning to hold the tension of opposites, of those things that don't immediately seem to go together within your being. without collapsing into confusion, judgment, or denial. There is passion and serenity, creation and destruction, new life and death emerging within you, within your relationships. Sometimes this is hard to handle. We want to make things simpler, to just let go of the conflict and complexity and choose one or the other. You are a grand enough soul to be able to withstand the rigors of depth. Okay? To go deep, to live fully, to let the divine have its way through you requires a willingness to stand at the center of a pair of opposites and eventually know that they are connected to each other, that they exist only in relationship to each other, to breathe and simply be. So the first part of what they do is they give you the meaning of the card. And I got fire and ice, by the way, if you've got any of that Nordic Asgardian stuff going on, fire and ice is a big deal. So wondering if, just for my Asatru, you know what I mean, my Northern Pagan studies, my rune stirs, you know what I mean. There's you know about fire and ice. Just wondering if that's a filament going through this read. The second part is talking about the oracular meaning. If you are consciously feeling the conflict in your life, internally or externally, then you are being initiated through fire and ice. Stay present, be patient, and wait, which can be indicated here as well with that card of the Wheel of the Year, the Wheel of Fortune, the Wheel of Fate. Stay present, be patient, and wait. There is nothing to fix here. See, that's tricky, right? Because we're feeling in conflict. We want to resolve conflict, but it's saying there is nothing to fix here. Just awareness to step into as divine creation continues to unfold through you. As you master this initiation, you will find a sweet nectar of bliss dripping within. This oracle brings you guidance that the conflict you feel within or externally is a sign of your spiritual growth. Soon you will grow larger than the conflict, but for now you do not need to engage in it. Simply be present to it and allow it to work its way through you until you are strong enough to have outgrown the conflict, giving rise to a clear direction. Okay, well, that's very much about this friendly thing. If you see this conflict that you're dealing with on the path of true love this month, may not have hit yet, as an internal or external thing that you just need to endure, right? And eventually take action on here, right? Actions speak loudly. In terms of your self-worth here, this is something to make you grow, and you will outgrow the conflict. It's just managing that, right? So it's saying, in a way, not to take action, not to freak out. You are a vast being. Give yourself a chance to realize this and have patience. You are a vast being, self-worth. Give yourself a chance to realize this and have patience. All is becoming, including you, according to the perfection of divine design. I mean, every card is part of the divine plan, but that one really points right at it. This oracle brings specific guidance on any relationship matter requiring a decision until you have simple clarity in your heart beyond the pushing away and pulling closer. Then it is time to wait, for there is more yet to be revealed. Only when your heart speaks clearly, then you will do well to act as feels truthful for you. So it's interesting about the card of action here, that actions speak loudly. Express your love through your actions. But I'm going to say with fire and ice, that's saying not until your heart speaks clearly. Here's the poem. Let's see what this adds. There is a beautiful silence now as I hold your hands and listen to your eyes. Across a span of moments called time, there are no words that say as much, nor walls that could confine the wings of our feelings or the rhythm of our eyes. Beautiful. Don't know what that has to do with fire and ice necessarily, but that thing of, just being here in the present moment. You've got to ride this one out. And that does make sense. We still got one more card to go. I'll put it all together then and there. I am so sorry. I was pretty sure I had that turned down. I did not. My apologies. Nice deep breath. We're going to take the last card down. The Healing Mantra deck. Matt Kahn. The reason why these are last, and it is tuning to the masters. Usually I do all of the different pantheons and then the collective at the end. This one they said, no, do this last, because if they remember anything else, let them walk away with the mantra. Now, a mantra is not the same as an affirmation, though I suppose you could do them like affirmations. But a mantra to me is something more meditative. It's something... it's almost like, all right, they're giving me ballet again. I was trained as a dancer, so that's the athletic part of me, for sure. So when you're doing a pirouette or a chaîné turn or anything involving turns, you have to find a spot on the wall or something, a fixed point, so that when you turn, your head whips back. Like if you ever watch like that when they're doing multiples, talk about multiples, that it's that still point. It's sort of like that with a mantra. It's just coming back to that. It's almost like triggering something within the soul. Call it what you want. So these are my new favorite thing, by the way. I call them my lightsaber in cardboard form. On one side is the name of the mantra, which is good. I can look it up in the deck really quickly, alphabetically. The other side, the mantra itself, and they're all about healing. So take a nice deep breath. Let's get you one of these. And also, it'll subconsciously plug you into other aspects of this reading because you're getting them all at the same time. So nice deep breath. Still point. My masters, please. One card in clarity, the perfect healing mantra for this Taurus collective Sun and Rising Venus sign. On the path of true love for January 2020. You showed us where they are, kind of, sort of, but can you give them a healing mantra? Please give them a healing mantra so that they can grow, heal, learn, become the best that they can be, and utilize all that is available to them on the path of true love, January 2020, or timeless. Let's see who you got. Allowing appreciation. Allowing appreciation. The large. Allowing appreciation. The value of my life increases each time I appreciate everything in it. The value of my life increases every time I appreciate everything in it. Trying to get where it doesn't glare, but good luck. All right, right in the beginning of the book, allowing appreciation, opened right to it. So here we go. Allowing appreciation. The value of my life increases each time I appreciate everything in it. When appreciation is allowed, everything is seen as a gift for the evolution of your soul. So that's not just about physical things. This is about things that may be happening, right? So it's about being friendly. That friendly appreciation of, oh, hello, change I wasn't expecting, welcome, right? To at least start with that attitude. The more often you appreciate, the greater value you feel within your own life. And what keeps popping into my head, Taurus, second house, is about life values. Yes, people will say prosperity and abundance, but those are things you value throughout your life, like your health. For me, honesty and truth is a lifelong value. So I put that in Taurus. It's like fixed earth, things that you value that do not change, like lifelong. So there's something in here about really appreciating the value of what you may already have. The greater value you feel within your own life. While there is true worth in uncovering your life's purpose, most feelings of discontent are not caused by what you do or don't do. Talking about a conflict here in the fire and ice. What do I do? It's not about what you do or don't do. They are created simply by a lack of perceived value in your environment. Instead of waiting for things to get better before you allow appreciation, you must be willing to acknowledge the value in the things, in all things. This will awaken the feeling of elation that are always alive within you, which would make sense in this fire and ice thing, right? And not knowing which action to take. It can be very much, for my own self-worth. I'm glad that I get this moment. I appreciate that I don't have to make this decision right now because there is conflict. There is both fire and ice within me in this situation, and I need the time, and this is scripted, and this is the time to do it. So what do I need to do? Be friendly with this situation, with myself, with everybody involved. This mantra is ideal for increasing worthiness, can't beat that, decreasing feelings of scarcity, and raising your vibration. And, you know, if you've got any Abraham Hicks background there, rampage of appreciation away, right? Focus wheel yourself into the fifth dimension if you gotta. But absolutely start with appreciation. Now, if the word appreciation might be too heavy for you, this is just something I've found that helps. Use the word like. It's basically the same idea. It's like appreciation diluted, like appreciation aid, like lemonade, right? You water it down a little bit, but it's hard to just start out the gate 10,000 miles an hour, full-blown friendly appreciation, right? So it's, I like coffee, I like tea, I like the boys, and the boys really like me, apparently. And I hope you do too, for the sake of my channel. So let's be friendly here, my Taurians, because there's something scripted going on here that ultimately they're saying you don't know about, right? We know, who knows the larger picture of the divine plan 24/7? It's all woven together. We only know the thread that we're on, right? Oh, so metaphoric with the Spider Woman. But there's self-worth here. Do not forget your self-worth. Hold that close to you. It cannot, your true self-worth can't be taken. You are authored by the gods. You were dreamt into being by the quantum field. And yes, actions speak loudly, but with this fire and ice conflict going either within, without, or both, no need to make a great big huge decision, but appreciate where you are. And remember, the value of my life increases each time I appreciate everything in it, and everything I think does speak very clearly of this fire and ice. So dig down into your lifelong values, and if your value really is, I want the divine plan to unfold through me, because it's fucking going to anyway, my Taurians. You might as well play along. That's free will. The free will is we don't get to determine what the divine plan is. We get to determine how we want to go through it, whether we go willingly, charge my bulls, or be dragged there, right? Stubborn like bull, just saying. I love you all so much, my Taurus signs, and may the Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign be blessed with all that they need this January 2020 on the path of true love, that they may weather this wisely and well and find a way to allow the appreciation that lets them be in the moment and enjoy the ride, because it certainly feels not only are they worth it, but that their actions then can come from a more friendly place in the divine plan than perhaps something a bit more tight, terse, and taut, for the well-being of all. Thank you so much for watching. Wishing you the very best and the very blessed of the month. But for now, hail, farewell, and blessed be.